We have the massive deportations. This is the part that a lot of people don't understand. People are saying, well, if you're going to get rid of me, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in debt. Now you have these organizations. Are you about to get deported?
Yeah.
We'll get you the loan. It's a new industry that has been created. It's going to be really, 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 really bad. So Matt, welcome to my podcast. This is the Juan Sanchez and Matthew Cox True Crime Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about Venezuela.
Is it true? Do you think that the government is possibly laundering
Impossible.
money?
Impossible. That never happens in South America. Listen, it's a trending topic right now because I think a lot of people are confused. They don't know how to feel about it or what to feel about it, especially if you're an American. I mean, I don't think you knew where Venezuela was until you met me.
No.
No, I think you thought it was like a brand of candy or something. And we have had this government down in Venezuela since 1998. So it's been 27 years of dictatorship. Originally it was Chavez. He died in 2013. Then Nicolas Maduro was appointed by him. He was a bus driver before, and which, it qualifies you.
Yeah.
So he was a bus driver. Then he became the president, and he has this like pyramid under him. Diosdado Cabello, who is held many positions, like Speaker of the House, or the equivalent of it, Presidente de la Asamblea is what it's called, National Assembly. We had Delcy right now, who was the vice president. But before that, it was Al-Tariq Saad, which was not a Venezuelan name. He was the former vice president. They move officials back and forth. And I think there is a misconception. People think that Venezuela moves drugs or produces drugs. We don't produce drugs.
Right.
We don't produce. We happen to be the distribution center, like the FedEx of drugs. They all come in. The military controls the country,
Right.
and then they allow the planes to fly freely across the United States. So, without getting into politics, I think what got Maduro removed was, first of all, the war on drugs that they're fighting right now,
Right.
which they want to stop the incoming of drugs into the United States.
Right.
Only Pfizer can do that. Only they can bring drugs into the United States and provide them to the American population. And oil. We have the largest oil reserve in the world.
Yeah.
If we didn't have any oil, we will still have Maduro in power.
Well, yeah.
So I have the flu.
I don't have a problem with that.
So I have the flu, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like having these hallucinations in the middle of a feverish night. It's January 3rd, and I get into my Instagram account, and they're bombing Caracas. There's like F-16s flying, and I'm like, holy fuck, Caracas is under siege, And then I pass out, and then I wake up in the morning, and Maduro is now in the United States, and is arrested with his wife. And I'm like,
What happened?
what the fuck happened? A couple of weeks ago, they were there, and now they're here. And I think a lot of people don't understand what we're celebrating. There's a lot of people that don't understand why the United States is even there. And for us Venezuelans, we are celebrating until we're not celebrating anymore. Meaning, they removed the dictator, but they allowed the system to remain the same. We're still under a dictatorship. Nothing has changed. People are still getting murdered, detained. There's no freedom of speech. They moved the vice president to president, and it's just as bad. However, they are doing oil export arrangements with the United States. So on that end, there's going to be money coming into the country, and you guys are going to get some cheap oil, which is kind of like, it's a win-win.
Look at these 11 pages. This is what a data broker claims to know about you. Your addresses, phone numbers, even relatives' names. And guess what? They're selling it. Anyone can buy your information for a few bucks. Scammers, stalkers, whoever. I've seen enough scams in my life to know just how dangerous this is. These companies are making billions selling your privacy, and we're the ones left vulnerable. That's why I use today's sponsor, Aura. Aura fights back by automatically finding where your information is being sold and scrubbing it off those sites. And it keeps it off. Other services claim to do this, but Aura does more. Alerts if your information hits the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for your bank account and credit, 24/7 monitoring, a secure VPN, antivirus, password management, and even $5 million in identity theft insurance. Bottom line, Aura gives me peace of mind. I'm not leaving myself vulnerable, and neither should you. Try Aura free for 14 days at aura.com/Matt. In 2 weeks, they'll be scrubbing your information off broker sites. That's aura.com/Matt.
You guys win. You guys win.
Plus, what about the drugs? Because although I get that you're saying, oh, it's only because of the drugs, but you have to keep in mind, too, that Trump got it. Like everybody, oh, they hate Trump. They hate this. It doesn't mean this. It doesn't mean that. It's not what you think. I get it. But Trump took office. He closed the border. He starts blowing up these drug boats. He lets everybody know he's serious. And
alleged drug boats.
Stop it. Stop it. That's ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
Come on. Stop. We're not going to do Elizabeth. I mean, I've never seen a fishing boat with four
at 2 o'clock in the morning is the best time to fish.
4 engines packed with 16 large
bait.
Massive,
You've never gone with that much bait.
So, but the drug deaths since literally like the week after Trump took office and closed the border and starts blowing up drug boats, and I'm not saying he's been blowing them up the whole time, but since they basically shut down the route, drug deaths have dropped all the way to a low of the 1990s. Like, if you look at the graph, it just dropped off the chart. Oh, it's insane.
But let me ask you this: if Venezuela didn't have oil, because we're not producing any drugs. I mean, you could have gone after Colombia.
No, I agree. I'm just saying. I just think in general, they would probably have still blown up the boats. It's fun. But I think they would have blown up the boats. But do I think there's an incentive to do that? To then say, hey, they're sending. Obviously, they're allowing their air, land, and sea to be traversed by drug dealers. They're renting the space or allowing them to go through. They're charging them a small fee or a large fee, who knows? Allowing them to use Venezuela to move the product. I mean, that's a given. And so that's what they're using as a pretext to say, hey, let's remove Maduro, which has been indicted for, 10 years or something,
Maduro's
right?
indictment, he was indicted on 2020. But the indictment, the case is 2011 case.
Okay.
Because we have there is a guy that is currently in custody, which is Hugo Carvajal. El Pollo is his nickname, the chicken.
The chicken?
Yeah. He was the director of military intelligence.
The chicken?
The chicken was a powerful man. The chicken got 2 DEA agents killed under the custody in Venezuela. Yeah, that's not a good thing.
No.
And he just pled guilty on June 2025. So he's about to get sentenced
to drug trafficking.
A bunch of shit. But he's going to get a 5K one because, Maduro came in.
Right, because he obviously helped get him indicted.
He obviously helped get him indicted. Yeah, that's all over the indictment. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Everything is public.
Yeah. And your expertise in this is that you had a case of money laundering, and the money laundering was predominantly done in connection with, not predominant, it was basically, it was the government. It was,
and
right?
This is, yeah, I mean...
So let's mention that real quick.
Well, we don't have to mention that. We have to go deep into that. And let me tell you why. You get rid of the drug problem, but there's been so much money coming into the United States for so many years, consequence of that problem,
right?
That I think now you're going to have to monitor what the hell is going on with this thing. For example, I was in real estate. A lot of the money from the government was brought in by third parties that were investors in real estate.
Who were they in reality?
And they were like money launderers for the government, judges, prosecutors. We call them enchufados. If anybody is from Venezuela and is watching this podcast, they're going to understand what I'm saying. Enchufados mean plugged in. They were plugged in.
Right.
So they were connected in the government. somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's. So they will fly into Miami mostly. Now Texas is the latest, and New York, and they will buy these mansions, cash. Million, 1.2, 1.3. Or I will wire the money, and I'll do sellers financing for a year, do sellers financing for 2 years. And we're all in the sales industry. We're not, you want to buy me a house that is worth $800,000 for 1.2 million? Go for it. Cash, I have no problem with that.
Right.
So a big portion of Miami Venezuelan-owned business is owned by, it has been fed, it has been sponsored by this kind of money. Now there's not going to be any more of that money. And there's going to be a plethora of snitching.
Right.
We're seeing it right now. We're seeing it right now where there's car dealerships that are under investigation, restaurant chains that are under investigation. So this thing is going to have an impact in the economy of the United States.
Right. But that was your case.
And I was a realtor not a realtor, but I had a real estate company that was involved into selling these properties to these people, or even using that money to grow my company.
Right. Okay.
Or for my own personal purposes.
Right. All right. And so, I mean, that's how you thoroughly understand how that mechanism works, where you're getting money from the government of Venezuela, and then you're supposed to be purchasing vehicles, boats, whatever, and then you get them shipped back over there so that they can use them or sell them or do whatever they're going to do. That's a way to transfer.
And I was one player.
Right.
But imagine you open a dealership because you have these 10 people coming once a month buying 15 Range Rovers.
Right.
Your dealership is booming. Maybe you're opening 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2 years, you have a whole franchise of dealerships. And now they tell you, not anymore. That's it. You're done. There's no more money coming your way.
Okay.
You're going under.
Yeah.
Period. These houses, they pay a shitload of money in taxes, insurance, maintenance. Right now, they're sitting empty. In Doral, which is they're probably going to kill me when they see this. In Doral, which is an area of Miami that is most Venezuelans live in, Doral, Weston, there's plenty of houses that are now sitting empty. Because these poor people.
Oh, listen, there's parts of Miami. I didn't even know this until the few times I've been to Miami recently, and my wife and I have stopped to go to a restaurant. We pull in, and the girl who's 16, 17 years old behind the counter speaks no English. I mean, literally, I'm asking for a fork. Can I get a fork? And she's like, fork? And she's looking around like she rang up the food. And I'm like, I'm pointing, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you're living in Miami, in an area of Miami. You don't know
zero.
You know zero English.
And you drive an expensive car, and you have a nice house. No comprende. How did you get all this shit?
Yeah. How are you behind how are you guys, because there's so much of that area that just none of them speak, they all speak Spanish at the very least. She can function. She doesn't really leave the area.
And it's listen, I'm Latino, obviously, and I've been in the United States for 38 years, and I'm an ex-convict, so I'm like the combination of all things. Dude, it's hard to justify some things, I understand why you don't want that population here, but there was also a benefit for having them here. The money was coming in left and right. Business was booming. Real estate was out of control. Prices were incredible. People were blowing money left and right. But the crime got out of control too. You got the I mean, I've known you for many years. When I first did this podcast 5 years ago, none of you knew what the Tren de Aragua was, which is the biggest Venezuelan gang there is. I mean, dangerous pieces of shit people. Now a lot of people know who they are, TDA, because they came here. They were allowed in the country, and they were killing a bunch of people. I'm not a part of that gang. I don't even know anybody that is part of the gang. However, now I'm put into the same box because they are from Venezuela. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of it's complicated.
Well, it's
super fucking complicated.
You always hear that Miami was built on drug money, Yeah. The buildings.
The 80s, and then, Pablo Escobar, and what was the other name? Griselda Blanco.
Yeah.
You know, it's Miami seems to be that bridge, and now you have
Well,
the
it's
other
close.
problem.
It's super metropolitan.
And it's Latino.
Yeah. There's tons of like you can, like I said, you could go there. You don't have to know English. You can function. You can survive there,
I come to Tampa and I'm like,
and it's beautiful. It's cooler. What people don't realize too is like if you go to Tampa and it's 95 degrees, and you go to Miami, like it's like 85 degrees. It's because of where it's located, because of it's
super
just,
cool.
Yeah, super. It's much nicer. It's much
beautiful
nicer.
women. Not that you see
weather.
because you have
No, I'm married.
you
I
only
don't-
have eyes for one.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
But beautiful women, beautiful people. I mean, very very Latin music everywhere. It's a fun place.
and Brickell.
Oof.
Brickell's like a cleaner, newer version of Manhattan.
And fun.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
walk around Brickell and you're like, man, this is really really cool.
Like 80-90% of the cars are European sports cars,
Lambos.
supercar, or American supercar. Like it's like never seen so many Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, Maserati. Like they're everywhere.
And people are
everywhere.
dressed up. I mean, it's kind of out of control.
Yeah.
So then you have another issue right now, which is we have to get rid of everybody. Listen, we have to get rid of all the drugs, and we have to get rid of all the Latinos. So now we have the massive deportations, and we have the raids, and we have ICE, and the Latinos that are here are scared. I have friends that haven't left their house in 2 weeks because they're scared. ICE is doing the rounds, and I don't know, and they're not undocumented. But now you don't have to be undocumented to be picked up. If you're brown, you're suspicious. That's why I stopped going to the beach. I'm trying to bleach myself. I'm doing the Michael Jackson thing.
Are they really scared? I mean, like, why don't they
Yeah.
just, if they're here legally, why don't they just bring their
'Cause
pay?
they're-
And I know it's horrible. It's a horrible
Because
thing to
there's
say.
many levels of legal status.
Okay.
Like there is TPS, which was canceled. There is asylum, which right now they will take you in even with an asylum application. There is, you got visas, F1, H1B, L1. Then you have legal permanent residents, and then you have United States citizens. Right now, they're not respecting, not everybody, because I'm not going to say that every ICE agent is like that, but they're not respecting that kind of situation,
To grab them, drag them in, let the administration figure it out.
Which sometimes you have to take those measures. I remember New York with Giuliani. If you remember when Giuliani first got to New York, it was like you put him in prison and then you ask him and then you release him. So people were against it. Fuck, but those were the golden years of New York.
Yeah, but it cleaned it up pretty quick.
Manhattan, when I moved to New York, you could pass out on Central Park and you were safe. Now you can't pass out on Central Park, but you're going to be raped a couple times. 2 or 3 times.
Maybe robbed. Maybe robbed. It's pretty.
Maybe robbed. I mean, if you got robbed and you didn't get robbed,
It's embarrassing.
it says a
It's
lot
like,
about
what's wrong
you.
with me?
It says a lot about you. So, so now they're pulling all these scams because it's just that's just the system. So people are saying, well, if you're going to get rid of me, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in debt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to get some credit cards, and I'm going to get some loans, and I'm going to get some money. So if I leave the United States, I'll make sure I leave the United States and I have money with me.
Right.
Because while I'm getting the loans, I'm still here, and technically I'm allowed to be here. So it's
So they kind of know, like, I'm here, and I have, like, you're here. You probably have some credit, maybe even great credit.
fantastic
Right?
credit.
So, like, let's say you've bought a house, or maybe you haven't bought a house. Maybe you just have great credit. I've had 3 cars. I've made all the payments. I got a couple credit cards, and hey, I'm probably going to get deported here very soon. I'm
So
illegal.
let me get
there.
more credit cards.
Let me run these fuckers up, because how hard is it to get $50,000 worth of credit cards? That's easy. Go get 3 personal loans. That's another 50, 60,000. You can get about 20,000. That's about 60 grand. And then that's it. By the way, that's easy.
That's if you don't put any work.
Right. If you really make an effort, you can easily get
150, 200 grand.
200 grand, maybe more.
So what they're doing is saying, well, 200 grand, I'll go home. I'll see you.
Right. If they grab me and
Catch me if you can. You can't collect. You deported me.
grab or even better, get the 2,500 and just show up on your own. Because if you have $200,000, if you have $200,000 and you show
that
up,
they're not really paying the $2,500, right?
are they? I'm assuming they are paying. They're
No,
not
they're
giving
not
them
paying
25.
that.
What are they giving you?
What you're doing is they're not giving you shit. You go into the app and you tell them, like, listen, I want to self-deport. And they go, okay, where are you at? And you're like, well, I'm here and I want to self-deport. And they say, okay, perfect. Well, just tell us where you're at and we're going to send somebody to do the paperwork. And then they send somebody, they pick him up, they put him on detention, and then they deport him.
No, that's the United States government would not trick you.
No,
That's not true. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you say that the United States government would do something underhanded. That's untrue.
It's.
But let's assume. So you say, hey,
I suggest we deport Colby and try it out.
I want a free ticket back to Venezuela
with my $2,500.
Right, $2,500. But you also have $200,000 already in the bank or ready to go or whatever. You show up in Venezuela with $200,000. What is the equivalent? What's that like showing up here?
To have a good lifestyle, because you may not even want to go to Venezuela. With $200,000, you may say, I'm going to Cambodia.
Nice.
Or I'm going to whatever.
Right.
But in Latin America, you can have a good lifestyle with about between $3,000 and $4,000 a year. A solid, good lifestyle.
3,000 or 4,000.
We're talking about a month. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say.
You could
a
in
year.
some countries you could have it a year, but 3,000 to 4,000 a month. So you'll have a maid, and you'll have your landscaper, your nice place. You go eat out about 2 to 3 times a week. You're not going to be rich, but you are upper middle class.
Could you buy a business or start a business with 100,000 or 50 or 100,000?
This is the downside. Business in Latin America is not like the United States. In the United States, everybody has $20. So you can open a business that you sell diet pills for $11.99, and you're gonna have 1,000 people, fat people, buying the pills, even if they don't work.
Right.
It's $11,000 that you made in a month, and then they say, well, the pills didn't work, and they throw them away, and that's it. In Latin America, not a lot of people have $11 or $20 to pay.
Right.
So for that business to work, you either have to target the really rich people or the American people. And that's why you have a lot of products right now where the company that sells them are outside of the United States, but the product is sold in the United States. So you're making money here while you're living somewhere else. Plus your 200 grand that you took with you. So it's listen, the plan is not about, not the scam about the credit, but the plan about making money here and living somewhere else is not that bad. The problem is most people that came here and stayed here didn't learn English. Mm-hmm. Listen, if you go back to any Latin American country and you teach English for a living, you're going to make a good money. You're going to make a shitload of money. AI, video editing, a YouTube channel. All kinds of stuff. You can make 2 or 3 grand a month. Mm-hmm. Look at you. You're probably making about $1,500 a month.
Yeah, almost 1,500.
Almost 1,500. You could live very well in Latin America with your little YouTube channel that you have going here.
Or Thailand or Cambodia.
Or Cambodia. We know some people that have gone to Cambodia.
Yeah. We got JJ right now is living in a place that is fucking sweet for like $720 a month.
So we were just talking on the break. I feel like I'm on a TV station. On the commercial break, we were talking about what if Venezuela becomes a 51st state?
I love it.
And I'm like, shit, sign me up, But it won't. Why? Why would you want to,
You'd be importing a lot of problems, right?
Yeah, it's like saying, listen, I have this stupid kid that comes and cleans my house. Do I want to adopt him? I don't know. Is he going to clean the house better when you adopt him? No. So fuck it. So you're having the oil. Venezuela's rich in gold. Venezuela is, we are an amazing country with a huge set of problems.
Well, before Chavez took over, they were, I forget what it was. It was like, whatever, it was like 100,000 barrels a day or something. And I'm sure I've got it
was 5 million barrels a day.
5, did I just said 100. I thought 100,000 was a lot. 5 million. Okay. So it went from like 5
to 100,000 barrels.
Yeah. Dropped down like, I thought it had done like an 80% drop, but that's,
Dude,
it's insane.
Maduro, and I said this in the other episode, Maduro has $100 billion worth of gold in a Swiss bank account that was just seized by the United States. And you sit there and you go, how the fuck do you come up with that much money?
Yeah. Well,
you
you
know,
just steal.
you steal it from the
Yeah.
from the country, from the people. So we had 8 million people leave Venezuela since Chavez.
Right.
So that's a whole nation, and we have a prison. This is the part that a lot of people don't understand. We have a prison called El Helicoide, which I don't know how you translate that. The helicoid, I guess. I don't know.
The what?
Helicoid.
Helicoid. Okay.
I don't know. We're gonna have to GPT that at some point. And but it's called El Helicoide. So when you go there, the kind of tortures that they put you under, it's insane. Like one of the things they do is they will make you play dominoes against another inmate, two inmates. Whoever loses the game gets punished. So you have the guards watching you to see who's gonna lose the game. If you lose the game, then they will pull your teeth out, or they will pull your nails out, or they will tie you up to a pipe and leave you tied up there for a couple days, or, you know, I mean, there's people dying daily there. We just had a lady, a mother died in front of that prison waiting for her child to be released because the Venezuelan government promised the United States that they were going to release all the political prisoners, and they haven't done it. And this mother stood there for about 2 to 3 days, and he just passed out. She just passed away from a heart attack, waiting for her kid to leave. These are kids that are 18, 19, 20 years old. Never saw her kid live. I mean, the kid's probably dead inside.
Right.
It's insanity. That what we have there is torture, and that hasn't stopped. It's still going on. They will grab your phone, tell you, let me see your WhatsApp. See, oh, you sent a message to the United States? Yeah, they take you in. So everybody has deleted their WhatsApps. That way, nobody knows that you have contacts with people in the United States. It's a rough situation.
Okay, so
we want to be the 51st state.
I was thinking about corruption. I think that Puerto Rico has tons of corruption, and it's not a state, but I mean it's a territory. It should be a state, or it should be cut loose. One or the other. You know, the position it's in now is ridiculous. Because at least if it was a state, the U.S. would be able to come in and at least try and clean up the, you know, all of the corruption that's going on there, right? So if and as far as Venezuela, like, I know the United States wants to go in there. They want to get the oil pumping. They want to get it going. Just from researching it, you know, initially I was like, I don't understand. Like, Chavez took it over and it dropped. Why did he drop it? But what I found out was that when he came over or came into power, seized power, he immediately nationalized all of these companies and took them from, like, you know, Shell and you know, the multiple. God, it was Shell. I used to know the name of all. There was like 3 major ones.
Citgo, Shell.
Yeah.
I mean,
so he takes. So they took those the pumping stations, the everything over, and thinking, you know, because he doesn't know anything about oil. He's thinking to himself, I'm going to take that over, and that now we'll take all of that income. The problem is the people that were running those stations immediately jumped on ships and planes and flew back to the United States.
Houston, Texas.
Right. And very quickly, when things went wrong, they didn't know. It wasn't just fixing the problem, but they didn't know the techniques and the science behind pumping the oil. And very quickly, as things went wrong, they were unable to fix them. And I'll give you an example of this, is because this is the first thing I thought about. Because there are some things you hear and you think, oh, okay, well, that's duplicatable, right? But an example would be China built an aircraft carrier. And people are like, oh my gosh, they have an aircraft carrier. We have, whatever, we have 6 or 8 or 10 of them. I don't know how many we have. And if you go on YouTube and look up the people that are talking about the aircraft carrier, the problem is it's almost impossible for them to take off and land on the aircraft carrier. And here's the thing. You would think, well, what's the problem? I mean, is it non-functional? No, it functions fine.
Timo aircraft?
Well, no. It
was
works,
made in China.
It works fine. The problem is it's a matter of having done it in the past, right? You have to have experience doing this. And so you have to be trained by experienced pilots who have to then take off and land on aircraft carriers, and then when they leave, they're constantly training. You're training through experience. It's much more difficult than you think, and you have to be able to pass on that experience. And it's not like going into a simulator.
They make it look easy.
All right, they make it look easy because they've been doing it for 100 years.
Yeah.
So, well, not 100 years, whatever, 80 years. So the point is that they don't have anybody to train them. They're wrecking left and right. They don't have the system down. They understand the basics, but the aircraft carriers aren't able. The pilots aren't as nearly as good as the United States at landing and taking off from the aircraft carrier. This is something that's been passed on through generation after generation after generation of pilots and the suppliers and the people that move the plane.
And you have a system that works and can be taught.
Right, but they don't have it. So it's the same thing this is what made me think of the oil, is that you can read about it. It's like reading about riding a bike.
But you're not going to be able to know it until you know it.
Yeah, you have to.
And then on top of that, how old are you, Colby?
31.
31. If Colby was Venezuelan, the only system he knows is the dictatorial system.
Right.
He doesn't know the stories about when we were a free country and you could walk around and it was safe and there was money and we were rich and we will come to the United States and buy whatever the hell we wanted and there was no gangs. No, Colby knows what he knows right now. He went to school and they taught him Chavez is good and Maduro is good and you have to fight for your... So there is a generation that doesn't know any better.
So they're not even striving to change, make a change.
They don't know any better.
Right.
But right now we have a revival. This sounds weird, and maybe your audience, because I doubt your audience is mostly Latino. There is not a better moment right now to be Venezuelan. I mean, we are so proud of our country, and we're so proud of what we're doing. And we have a lady called Maria Corina Machado. I don't know if you know who she is.
Is she the one she's elected president?
Well, she's really... They didn't let her run, so she put a figure to run for her, and he won.
Okay.
But she's the one that got the Nobel Prize.
Oh, yeah,
and came in here and,
right.
Gave it to you guys because you wanted one. But we won it. It's ours. No, but she's an amazing woman. And she's been like fighting for the last 20 years. And so we have a very few but powerful people right now that have made us feel very proud of who we are as Venezuelans. But then we have a shitload of people that are worth a shit. And they're the ones that kind of bring us down. This military, the politicians, the criminals.
But aren't they the ones in power?
Yes. So that's the problem. So unless you remove all that, it doesn't matter. But you guys are going to get cheap oil, which is going to put you, but it's going to put you in a great position. You won't be dependent from Saudi Arabia anymore because we have more oil than they do. You will have a lot more power in the Middle East because now you can...
You're in a better negotiation position.
Listen, bro, I don't need anything from you. So now let me flex some muscle.
Yeah.
So, and money will come to Venezuela, which, is going to, unless you remove the people that are there, it's going to go back to the same hands. And then on top of that, you are removing a bunch of people from here back to Venezuela. So a lot of those people invested in their houses here. And now those properties are going to go into foreclosure. Or maybe... Who knows? Somebody may even, because I was thinking about this the other day, somebody may even do a quit claim deed on those properties and transfer it to their names, steal those properties. These people are deported. They don't know. They don't know what's going on.
How many Venezuelans are here that you think would be subject to deportation?
Easily, based on the numbers that they're putting out, about 600,000.
600,000? Okay.
Yeah. Plus the ones that are going to live on their own. You're going to have a bunch of people you already have a bunch of people that have left.
Where are those people?
Well, nobody wants them. So they're either going back. It's true.
I'm saying, where are they in the United States?
Oh, where are they in the United States?
Because you said 8 million left.
8 million there, but they're all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you go anywhere in the world and there's a Venezuelan person there. In the United States, you'll find them in Florida, big percentage, in Texas, New York, and then they're kind of like spread thin around the United States. But those are like the 3 big spots for the Venezuelan community, which is an amazing community, bro. I mean, my people are phenomenal. It's just the bad ones are really bad. But the good ones are amazing. Amazing. We have great culture, great food.
Well,
we're all sexy.
It's the 99% that make
Super
the
sexy.
that make the 1% look bad.
Yeah, it's like when you find a con artist that does mortgage fraud, and it's
Listen,
I'm trying to protect the reviews of this
I
video.
feel like you've got a bunch of quit claims coming your way.
Yeah, but it's like I was telling somebody the other day, and I said, man, we're so much fun, and even our crimes are like so different, like. We don't go into a school and shoot a bunch of people. We don't do that shit. But we will kill you for your shoes if they're nicer than mine. So it's just like you grow up in a community where you know where to go, how to walk, what to do. You know how to carry yourself. If you're gonna go to that side of town, you don't take your phone, you take your jewelry out, and you'll be okay. And you can dance and party with all those people. And then when you come here, you're on a different. We're just completely different. Even the way we discipline our kids are different. We don't believe in kindness or what is this kind of parenting that you guys have right now that is like trending?
Is it like gentle or soft?
Something like that, gentle parenting.
Yeah.
And I was telling somebody, we even until today, we don't believe in gentle parenting. We believe in beating the shit out of our kids. At the women's bathroom. Like your mother will take you to the women's bathroom and beat the shit out of you. And then nobody calls DCF. We grew up on that community. I mean, we have our own ethnicity. We have our own operating system. We are an interesting community.
No, listen, my mom would take her shoe off right in the middle of J.C. Penney's and swat you in the thigh, just whack, 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 whack.
And that's it. But we Latinos are still like that. You'll never hear a Latino going like,
they're not like that.
I'm doing a helicopter parenting. Like my kid needs to. I know where he's at. I know. It doesn't work like that.
But we were talking about it the other day because I saw a TikTok, and it was saying like, do you ever like you never see any kids in casts anymore, and. Never. When I was growing up, fucking every 5 or 6 kids had a cast. It was like everybody had casts. But now they don't let you climb trees and fall out of them. They don't let you fall on your bicycles. You got a helmet. You got knee pads and you got all kinds of.
Listen, we grew up dancing. We're dancers, and it was like you had to dance with your mother and with your grandmother, and if you had a sister, you had to dance with your sister and your aunts since you were like 2 years old, because that's like it. And there is no ugly or pretty girl. It's like you gotta dance with all of them. You dance with the fat one, with the skinny one, with the one with pimples, with the one with bad breath.
I've been using Mando's whole body deodorant, and let me tell you, you can use it anywhere. Pits, balls, thighs, and even your feet. Mando's powered by mandelic acid. So it stops odor before it even starts. It blocks odor all day. I'm talking 72 hours. I love the scents too. My favorite is bourbon leather. It smells amazing. You can choose from other fresh options like Cloverwood and Mount Fuji. And the best part, no baking soda, no parabens, just clean, safe deodorant for your whole body. I've added Mando to my daily routine, and honestly, I feel fresher and more confident. It works way better than just showering alone. Use promo code COX at shopmando.com to get 20% off plus free shipping. Once again, that's promo code COX at shopmando.com.
Period. So we grew up dancing. We're a dancing community. So, and like my kids dance. You put music and they just poop. They cannot control themselves. So we have those things. And if you don't dance, your mom beats the shit out of you. You have to dance. I mean, it's like I was telling somebody, I said, we don't believe in bullying. There is no bullying in Latin America because they bully you in your house. Your mom will bully you. Your brothers will bully you. Like your nickname is your defect.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're cross-eyed, that's what they call you. And your mom will call you that and introduce you like that.
Malone.
This is my kid. And they'll call you cross-eyed. Cross-eyed, go say hi. And you're like, hi, dad. Hi, mom. It's so we are like raw.
How did we get here?
Because when you come to the United States, and I came here too young, so I was able to kind of like adapt. But then you come to the United States, this last generation that came in, and they haven't adapted to the rules here. Because the rules here are completely different. If you beat the shit out of your kid at the mall, they're going to call the cops on you.
Yeah, they'll come take the kid.
They'll come take the kid. You know, we play dominoes everywhere. Well, you felt it in prison. We are very.
They'll make dominoes.
We'll make dominoes. Yeah, we are unstructured. We're loud by nature. We are disrespectful, if you will, but also very open. Like we'll have a party until 4:00 in the morning, music blasting. But the neighbor is in the party
Right.
because it's like, listen, neighbor, I'm gonna have a party, so I'm not gonna let you sleep. So you might as well just come to the party and drink with us. You know.
Right.
So we come here and we try to do that. And that creates the friction that is going on right now, which is, can you please pick up my neighbor? This motherfucker keeps putting music until 4:00 in the morning. I want him out. You know? That, can you justify it?
Yeah. He's got to go.
He's got to go. Not because he's doing something wrong. He's doing something right at the wrong spot.
Yeah, he'd be better off doing that in Venezuela.
Or in Colombia or anywhere else. So that's the problem. You come here and it's like, but I don't understand. I want to do shit that no, bro.
No,
Sorry.
you have to assimilate. Well, you used to be when you would come to the United States, a big thing was assimilating to the culture. You had to, you know.
My generation of immigrants, we all speak English.
Yeah.
All of us. There was no ESL. Now, none of them speak English.
Yeah.
But they don't care. They're like, well, I have my friends that will speak Spanish. How many Latino food trucks you have in Tampa? There's got to be a shitload. Orlando, there's a dime a dozen.
There used to, I was going to say,
I've
seen a few. You know what they are? Is most of them are the ones I know of are, because my wife loves tacos, is Mexican ones. And you can get the Mexican Coca-Cola with the real sugar.
Yeah.
None of that bullshit they're selling here in the U.S.
No, the real thing.
Yeah, in the bottle. Glass bottle.
Yeah, of course. And if you pay the guy, he has some in the stash in the back. And so all that is going to disappear eventually, or it's going to fade out because, you know.
That's horrible.
And that food truck is probably doesn't have a health certificate, you know, or a grease trap.
Lose a little weight.
Or, you know, it may have some roaches or maybe some. But
You're really selling it.
But we grew up, but we don't give a shit. You know, I mean, we grew up like that, and we try to come here and we try to make this country fit our profile, and it doesn't work. So now we have tension, and now we have all these raids, and we're getting rid of all these people. Dude, and it's a tricky situation, especially when you're Latino.
So what was happening in Venezuela? What do you think what is the administration's plan? Because initially
This administration or that one?
No. Well, or both. I mean, Trump's just hoping, obviously he's hoping, hey, they'll take care of their own problems and we can start pumping oil.
Yeah.
Like that's the hope. But the fact that they're going to take care of their own problems is unlikely, right? Because the administration didn't change. It's just the second in command took over.
Correct.
And she promised a bunch of stuff, which she's not doing.
They're not bus drivers. Like, they took the stupid guy out and they left the smart people.
Right.
That's scary. But the good news is they're scared shitless of the United States.
Right.
So they're trying to figure out,
how do we stay in power?
how do we
And keep
tell
these
the people that we're still in control, but also give up control?
Well, how do you not know, if you were in the administration of the Venezuelan government, how do you not know that it is better to hand these facilities back over to U.S. companies and allow them to bring the oil production back up to 5 million barrels a day and take a portion of that than it is to continue to try and run them at a loss, or not at a loss?
Because you have all these thugs that are killers, murderers,
right,
that have their families working on the oil companies.
and
So when the Americans take it over, they're going to fire all these people.
right.
And these thugs are going to go back to the president and go, listen, my uncle just lost his $2 million a year salary because you gave it up to the Americans.
So they're afraid that they'll be toppled from within.
Plus now all the snitches, everybody's like pointing the finger like, how did they capture Maduro?
Right.
Who snitched? Why didn't anybody, you know? So it's you know how the game is. The current president is indicted in the United States.
Really?
The current vice president is indicted. The current Department of Defense Secretary of the Department of Venezuela is indicted. So all these officers are indicted, are in the same indictment than Maduro.
So they all definitely want to keep their jobs because if they were to say, hey, we'll step down, then they know there's a good chance the new administration comes in, sweeps them up, and hands them over.
So there is rumors. I mean, there's speculation. People are saying like, well, Russia is talking to them, telling them, listen, come to Russia, we'll give you immunity, and you'll let the United States slide in and kind of do what they do. You know, I mean,
that's your best bet.
Yeah,
right?
But in the meanwhile, you're sending a bunch of people that are here from Venezuelans that are not criminal. They're just maybe they got the wrong status back to Venezuela, and when you land there, they're getting arrested because you came from the United States and you have money. So we're gonna arrest you, and we're gonna get your family to pay $5,000 to get you out, or $10,000 to get you out. That's if you're lucky.
Right.
You know, if you happen to have Instagram and you put something on Instagram against the government, you're going to the slammer. You're gonna get tortured for a couple months, maybe for a year or 2 years. So they're checking your phones, they're checking your social media when you land over there. It's not good. It's not good.
So what do you think what is the solution to that? That I know what the current U.S. administration believes is the solution to that, which is round them up, send them back, and let them figure it out.
Let them figure it out.
They're not Americans. It's not our problem. They've had sanctuary long enough. So what would your solution to that be?
This is probably why I have seminars that are packed with people, but why a lot of people don't like me in my own community. If I go to your house and you tell me, listen, you're going to be in my house for a while. I don't know for how long, but while you're in my house, you'll have access to everything I do. How to create a YouTube channel, how to monetize a YouTube channel. I'll help you create your own YouTube channel. I'll make sure you. So I live in your house for 5 years. And then you tell me one day, dude, it's time to go. And I tell you, man, can you tell me right now, how do I start my YouTube channel again?
Right.
Listen, bro.
Yeah, so you've had 5 years.
Go.
You had 5 years.
You gotta go. So I always tell people, if you're in the United States, you can set up a structure that will be self-managed. You can have passive income.
Right.
Invest in mobile homes. Become Cody Sanchez, buy vending machines, buy whatever, and then brace yourself for the moment when they tell you, listen, you have to go. All right. Then you can say, well, I'm not going to go back to Venezuela. I can live in Spain.
Yeah, you jump on an
I'll
airplane.
live in Italy. I'll be in Colombia. I'll be in Panama. I'll live in Cambodia. I'll live whatever. That to me is the ideal plan. You come, you prepare yourself for the worst. If it doesn't happen, you still have a good plan. If it happens, you still have a good plan.
Yeah, we talked about this in the previous podcast where we were talking about like you can go to Thailand, and if you can prove to them that, hey, I make $3,000 a month and I have $20,000 in the bank, they'll let you stay. You can stay. It's like a digital nomad, whatever, and you can stay there. You can't get a job there, but you can rent an apartment. You can't vote. You can't own a business there.
You can be happy,
but you can rent an apartment. You can live there legally, and continue to make your money. By the way, this is insane. For because they have universal healthcare. So for, I believe, and I could be wrong with the number, but I'm not off. I promise I'm not off much. You pay in like $150 a year. You pay in like $150, and you get the same medical care that anybody in Thailand gets. Boziak got sick, went to the hospital, had asked how much it was, had to pay they were like, well, you have your card, you have to pay like a copay. And he was like, okay, how much is that? And it was like $3 or $12. He was like, no,
Yeah.
I got medication. They're like, oh yeah, here's your medication. And it was like $1. Or I think they gave him free medication there, and they said for the refill, it's like $1. It was insane. Listen, not just that, he just got all of his teeth redone for like under $2,000.
Oh, absolutely.
All porcelain, veneer, everything from a dentist there better than what he paid like $6 or $8 grand here for. So, and the matter of fact, he only got them redone because of what he paid here for in Miami. He
Where
paid
it wasn't done right.
the bridge came off, so he went and just said how much for all of them. And they were like $2,200, whatever it came to, and he paid it, and that was it. So it's or you can go to Colombia, which is where he lives now. Cambodia, which is where he lives now, and basically you just you show up, you fill out your paperwork, and that's it. They could care less. They're like, look, if you can rent a place, do whatever. You can stay as long as you want. You can't vote. You can't take a job, but you can live here. And you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove you make an income because they're like, if he doesn't make an income.
You're bringing money in and you're not costing us any money.
Right. But they're
beautiful.
saying if he doesn't make money, then obviously he's not going to stay. He's broke. He'll end up on the street. We'll pick him up and throw him out. But that's not the case. He rented a place. He makes money every month. So these are just the ones I'm familiar with. But there are tons of communities out there that also have American communities within them.
Expats.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mexico's full of expats. Colombia, Medellin, Colombia. Medellin is my favorite city in the whole wide world. And $4,000 a month.
You can live what? Like a
2-bedroom apartment, beautiful place in the city. Maid that comes in, cleans the apartment, cooks for you every day. You can go out 2 to 3 times. You have money left over, so you can save for 2 or 3 vacations a year. But a lot of people don't make $4,000 in Colombia. Most of the population, they don't make that kind of cash.
Right.
Dude, that's what you use your time here for. You use your time here for to build a structure, to build a business. I mean, nobody can deny that this is still a nation where you can make money. This is still capitalism. That's the beauty of capitalism, Yeah. But this is not your house. This is not my house. One day will come where the Americans may say, you know what, we don't want you here anymore. All right, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, so I can't complain. Can't complain. I've been here for 30-something years.
And life has been good.
Right.
Life has been good. I think it's that new generation of immigrants that came in and said, well, I'm just going to do my shit here and I'm going to speak Spanish, not going to learn any English, and I'm not going to adapt, and I'm going to do the bare minimum because the bare minimum will allow me to live here. Yeah, but it won't allow you to create a passive income.
Right.
So what you're doing, this only in America. I mean,
well, or listen, you call him JJ, I call him Boziak. Boziak just does editing. I know tons of people. You can do editing work. You can do editing work remotely and make $2,000 or $3,000, and that's pretty
Absolutely.
easy. You can run like we were talking about the faceless.
Virtual assistant. You can be a VA.
Right. You could set up 2 or 3 YouTube channels. Run them all, put out this, and it could be anything. Well, I don't know what to talk about. It could be anything.
$600 make them monetize $600, $700 a month.
Yeah, and that's to begin with, right? Like now it might take 3 or 4 months, but if you're doing 3 or 4 of them, one of those channels is going to take off, and in a year maybe it's making 1,000, in 2 years maybe it's making 4,000 or 5, maybe it's making 10. But you have to put in some work, but you can do it if you try.
Absolutely. But you got to learn. So then you come to the United States and you say, okay, I'm going to learn how to create a YouTube channel. I'm going to study how to Google works. I want to know how the microphone works. I want to see how to edit, which camera is good, which camera is bad. But we don't do that. So it's my feeling is if you came to the United States and you spent 5, 6, 7 years and you didn't figure this shit out, it's too late for you. But if you did, you're probably in a very good fucking position. You are ready to go home and live a good lifestyle, very good lifestyle. I mean, not Colby good, but
no, well,
but definitely a good lifestyle.
Colby's a beast.
The other thing is most people that will get deported will not be able to come back to the United States. You get a permanent ban.
Really? They don't ban you for a few years? They're
like, well, they do 5 years, 10 years, but you still have to ask for a pardon. And, right now...
Not a pardon from the president.
From like United States, from UCIS.
Okay.
USCIS.
Because you say pardon, people think Trump.
Yeah,
or president.
It's pretty much it. It's like, not the president, but his cousin. So it's like USCIS. So... a lot of people are still connected to the United States. They have their kids here. They have their grandkids here. They want to be able to come back. They won't be able to come back. So there's a lot of things on the table.
Okay, so what do you think? Because we had talked about ICE and how they're going about deporting people, and you kind of said like, what was you? Because the conversation was, you're like, I mean, they don't want you here. It's understandable. Like it's like you said, it's their house. You had a good run. You got to go. But it was like, but it's the way they're going about it that you were kind of saying like it's
it's there's there and it's kind of horrible because you only see the people. The news will never promote like they found this murderer and they beat the shit out of him and they deported him, and you're like, okay, thank God. It's always like they deported this lady or they deported these kids.
Yeah.
And I think right now we're all in the same box. Kind of like if you're undocumented or if you have a status that is not a solid immigration status, you're going to be treated as a criminal, and that's how you're going to be treated. The equality of status is good if you're treating everybody good, but it's bad when you're treating everybody bad. So right now, there's a lot of people that have status that are not undocumented, that they have never broken the law, and they're being treated like criminals. I mean, they're being detained, no due process. Dude, it's some stories that are insane. I mean, 5-year-old kids being detained, separation of parents, that kind of stuff, To me, it's what I just told you. Man, when you see this, it's your time to say, okay, maybe I should prepare and be ready and have my extraction plan. 2026 is the year of my extraction. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
apply for some loans.
Dude, yeah, and that's a problem.
Run up the credit cards.
So what they're doing is like, well, my plan is going to be, I'm going to apply for some credit cards and I'm going to max out the credit cards. Fantastic. If that's your plan, while you're doing that, why don't you sell some cocaine and maybe pimp your kids? Your plan cannot be break the law. Right. I'm going to break the law so I can walk out of here. But now you have these organizations that are promoting the law-breaking thing. Like, are you about to get deported?
Yeah.
We'll get you the loan. We just charge 10 to 20%.
So they help prepare the
loan docs,
right?
Which you already know they're a little spiked up just a little bit,
Yeah.
We'll say you're an American citizen, right? We'll say that you are making $150 a year.
Yeah. And you've been on the job for 3 years, 4 years,
and you haven't moved in 2 years, and so they create these applications, file them. These people get $150,000. I charge 20%, so I already made $30,000 from the top that I charge on your credit card that I just got you. Mm-hmm. So you're already 30 in debt, and this is a new industry that has been created. It reminds me of the years of cashback on real estate. Remember? Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Good times.
Good. You want to buy a house? Yeah. But you don't have credit? No. But you want cash? Yeah. Got you. I'll sell you 10 houses, $20,000 cash back. Now it's a credit card game. Now it's the merchant account loans. Now it's dude, and that's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really, 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 really bad. Because when those loans are in default, we already know what happens. Credit cards are going to be closing down, limits are going to go down, and the economy is going to go to shit. So, I don't know. Something's got to be organized here. I feel like we're in a freaking orgy and nobody's organizing this situation, Everything is like a free-for-all.
There's nothing I hate than an unorganized orgy.
Yeah, because you may get fucked 5 times here. And you didn't fuck anybody, So we need structure. And right now it's a little crazy. It's a little too crazy. Too many things happening too fast. Add AI to that. And fake news.
You know what it made me think of?
What?
The guy dies and he goes to hell. And he says, and the devil comes and says, hey, well, welcome to hell. He goes, oh, man, this is horrible. I'm really worried. And he said, well, it's fine. It's great. He said, I mean, it's good. He said, the great thing is, he said, get to have sex with anybody. Any way you want to have sex, any type of different sex you want, you can have it. He's like, listen, he said, you like vaginal sex with women? And he's like, yeah. And he said, great. Mondays, it's every woman here, vaginal sex. You can have sex with any of them you want. They can't say no. He's really? He's like, yeah. What, you like blowjobs? Yeah. He said, listen, it's great. He said on Tuesdays you can get any blowjobs from anybody here. They cannot say no. Really? He goes, yeah, yeah. He goes, you like anal sex? And he goes, not really. And he goes, you're going to hate Wednesdays.
Well, we're living on a perpetual Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like we're living on a perpetual Wednesday. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, we're celebrating that they took this criminal from Venezuela. We're celebrating
They
that he's
replaced him
indicted.
with another
We're not too happy that number 2 criminal is back on power. We're hopeful that things are going to change.
There's no incentive for these people to step down, because if they step down, there's a good chance they get arrested. And then
brought in here.
right, and then going to Russia, like, I'm sure it's beautiful, but I can't imagine going from Venezuela to Russia, even if you had a ton of money.
Well, remember the guy from WikiLeaks? What was his name?
You're talking about Snowden. Are you talking about
Snowden.
You're talking
No,
about
that's
Snowden.
right. Snowden.
Yeah, he was. Snowden was.
He was like, "Get me out of here.
Get me out of here." Yeah.
Get me a pardon or something, appeal, whatever. But I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they can go to Cuba, but
yeah. Then you're left to live in Cuba.
then you have to live in Cuba,
and
and
we don't
the
know.
United States is after Cuba too. You
Yeah,
know?
I was going to say Marco Rubio. He may be running Cuba here soon. He may be president of Cuba here pretty soon.
And Greenland.
Could you imagine?
And
And
Canada.
Greenland and Venezuela. And yeah.
I mean,
Can you imagine? But listen, just listen to this. Marco Rubio, his parents come here from Cuba.
his grandfather is undocumented
Oh,
and gets
okay.
deported.
Oh, he does? When? Recently?
No, back when he came.
Oh, really? He had to
And-
go back to Cuba?
No, because back on those days they were not
that's right.
sending you back.
That's right. Luckily. Okay. So he gets here. He's born here? Or did he come over as a
I think
as
he's
a baby?
born here.
Okay, so he's born here. His parents raise him. They love this country, right? They do well. They raise him to love the country. He then becomes Secretary of State. And then can you imagine he takes over Cuba or sees the regime or oversees a regime change and ends up running that place. Like that is, can you imagine
Insane.
how, like, you want to talk about a comeback story? We're coming across the straits during the Mariel boat lift or whatever. They probably came over on a plane. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they come over, they raise their kid, they get jobs, they reestablish a life here. They raise this kid. He becomes super successful and then ends up overseeing some kind of regime change. And then could you imagine he ends up running the place or whatever? Even it doesn't even matter if he just takes part in changing that government. What a fucking amazing
But let
story.
me ask you, because you're as white as it gets, you know. I mean,
With the exception of the 13 years of prison.
yeah, but you're pretty white. You're like.
Raised upper middle class, went to
Have you ever
private
dated
school.
a Latino woman?
Of course, I dated a Puerto Rican, bro. What do you think prepared me for prison?
So you dated a Puerto Rican?
I was married to a Puerto Rican. I was married
Your
3
ex-wife
years.
is Puerto Rican?
Of course, she's.
But is she like a Puerto Rican American or
No,
like
no.
a full-blown Puerto Rican? Like
she'll cut you, bro. She'll cut
Okay,
you.
I'll stab you, Puerto Rican.
Yes, and not like talks to her mother 3 times a day. Up until we got married, used to have dinner with her parents almost
So she's
every
fluent
single day.
in Spanish.
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
Yes, went to Puerto Rico a couple times. San Juan. We didn't really venture outside of San Juan because it was extremely dangerous
For you.
for me.
Yeah, not for her.
No.
Yeah. We can go back to any country and it's not dangerous for us.
Yeah. They look at me and they think
We take
victim.
a white person and it's like, God damn it, now I gotta stay within the fucking hotel pool. I cannot get out of the swimming pool. As a white American as you are, would you like to have Venezuela, Puerto Rico, or Cuba, as states in the United States? Would you like Venezuela to be the 51st state?
How many people are there?
Probably about 27 million, 25 million right now in the whole country.
Because Puerto Rico doesn't have.
No, but it's smaller. We're
smaller.
a larger
Yeah,
country.
you're a large country. I mean, I would prefer Alberta, but if we wanted to go, if we're
I had a
looking,
choice,
if we're looking for
I will
oil,
try to stay white.
I would. You know, the colonization has such a bad rap. I think I can.
What made it bad? Like the killing of the Indians or the of the women.
Oh, for God's sakes!
What's the
please.
part about
Every
colonization
country-
that gives you like a bad feeling?
Every country in the world has been owned and occupied by somebody else at some time. The Indians are fine on their reservations.
They got their casinos.
I love when this is stolen land. It's not stolen. It was conquered. It was conquered and taken, and we own it. And that's it. Well, you should give it. We're not. We're not. So you stay on your reservation. You can have your casinos. You can sell your tax-free cigarettes. Like, you got it good.
You got it good, bro.
You
I
do.
mean, so what if we rape your women?
Oh, for God's sakes. They throw the in the women out there. I don't know any women that raped anyway. You don't even know. You're just saying it.
But let me ask you: Would you want it? Would you want it to be part of the United States?
I think the United States, it would take a hit, but it would absorb it. And I think that Venezuela has enough potential that it would be worth.
It would be an
absorbing.
asset.
It would be an asset eventually.
Yeah.
Would it take 5 or 10 years? Yeah. It might take 5 years before it broke even. 10, it'd be an extreme asset to the United States. Yes, I believe that. It would take a considerable amount of new infrastructure and investment but I think within 5 to 10 years it would be a huge asset and it'd be a major coup. Like it'd be like this was the right call.
And right now,
But it would hurt first.
On your circle of influence, on your circle of friends, how many Latinos are part of that circle? Other than me.
I don't understand what.
And the reason why I'm asking that question, it doesn't make you racist. Just a
doesn't
little bit.
help.
Just a little racist.
Doesn't help.
No, but if the Latino community gets deported, it doesn't change anything in your life.
No,
Your life goes on.
no, not really. No.
Your market is not Latino. Your income doesn't come from the Latino community. I mean, you're still gonna have your million subscribers. Nothing changes. You don't skip a beat. So, for you, we are a community that doesn't really serve a purpose. And it's nothing wrong. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong about
No,
it.
I understand.
It's like if you tell me, how would you feel if they deport the Vietnamese? I'll be like, I don't know.
I don't know anybody.
I don't know any Vietnamese person. I don't consume their products. It's not my market. So your life will go on. And I think that's kind of like the standard of a lot of people that are entrepreneurs in the United States and are American and their market is American. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Get rid of them. I don't care. I think the people that are getting affected is because they're very deeply connected to the Latino community through their business or, family. They got married and now they have mixed kids, that kind of stuff.
Right. Well,
And that is not a huge percentage of the white community.
I think, it's funny because the different question is that, because I actually had this conversation the other day, is that if Venezuela didn't become a state, right? And it's funny because, it's not going to become a state, right?
No,
There's no push for it to become a state, But if it didn't become a state, do I think everyone that's here that's illegal should go back
Undocumented.
and start the process over again? Then I think that's the legal way to do it is you go back and you start the process over again.
But if you go back, you get killed.
Okay, then I think if that was the case, and you can prove that, right, in some capacity.
Correct.
And here's the thing. I'm not even looking for a lot of proof because the truth is it's probably difficult to come up with. Look, in your case, it's completely different. You have 100% proof. It's not even debatable.
I have documented threats.
Right, yeah, no, it's super, but it's not even that. You have U.S. attorneys. It's ingrained in your case. Done. I would not send someone back to a country that I thought they would be harmed. The difference is when you say, "Hey, I'm fleeing, Somalia. I can't go back. I'm in danger," and then they say, "Okay, well you can stay." And then 2 years later, you go back for vacation for 2 weeks, and then you come back for a year and a half, and you go back the next year for two different times on vacation and come back. It's like, wait a minute, man, come on, man, that's not.
I think nobody, even if you are pro or against what's going on, I think nobody can question the fact that the system is a disaster.
Yeah. The other thing is, you could also say, hey, if someone's been here you could go and say, look, I get it. You want people gone. You want them to come back and do it the right way. I get it. And it's really a slap into the face to the people that have come over legally. and did all the right things to then just say, okay, we're going to go ahead and give you blanket immunity and you're all going to be citizens, or, oh, you just have to take your test or whatever. So, but I think if you said, hey, look, it's a disaster removing these people that have been here for fucking 25 years. So if you said, hey, if you've been here over 25 years and you can prove that in some capacity.
And you're a productive member of society.
Right. Yeah, maybe you don't have, a bunch of felonies or whatever. Then you know what? We're going to go ahead and give you we're going to let you stay and give you a path. Like within 5 years, you have to pass the test. You have to learn English and pass the test. Yeah. Whatever. Nothing super hard, right? But I think you can't do that with everyone. Like if you came here 5 years ago, you walked across the border, you're here 5 years, then it's like, come on, and you're not going back to be slaughtered somewhere. Then you've got to go.
Yeah, I think that's what I told you. They put us all in a box, and I think that's where it's kind of going a little haywire.
Right.
I think you gotta kind of like dissect the thing and go, okay, this guy we may want him here. He's an asset, and then these people are a liability, and we kind of move the pieces around.
Well, I also think that like I get it.
How do you feel? Are you a Super Bowl fan?
No.
You're not a Super Bowl fan? Colby, are you a Super Bowl fan?
I mean, I'll watch it. I'm more college football, but yeah.
You're more what?
College football. College.
And how about a halftime show?
No, I don't watch halftime show.
You don't watch it?
No.
Is it because it's Bad Bunny?
I don't watch. I just never watch halftime shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you watch it when it was Maroon 5?
No.
No? I'm just trying to figure out. Because right now there is a big issue.
Yeah.
February 8th, Bad Bunny is the halftime show of the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I think that in general, the NFL has kind of just been like a sellout to the whole woke culture thing, and it's pathetic. And of course, their numbers are dropping,
And that was kind of like the point that I wanted to make. We now have become a bit of an advertising token.
Yeah.
It's now like...
Is he Venezuelan?
No, he's Puerto Rican, but, he's going to be singing Spanish.
Right. I don't have a problem with him singing Spanish. What I have a problem...
Singing is a big statement for him, but he's going to be performing in Spanish.
Well, what I have a problem with is that I think he's made anti-American, like...
He's an American.
Yeah, okay, you can be American and make anti-American statements. I really think that, like, if you're so fucking unhappy and there are so many better countries out there and we're doing so horrible, then why are you here? You can go somewhere else.
I think we have become followers, likes, trending system. Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes so I can get followers and likes and be trending and go viral and be an influencer. I'm sure before TikTok and Instagram and the cell phones, there was a lot of people protesting and nobody even found out. Now it's like everybody wants to be on the spotlight. Mm-hmm. But I think this I was just watching the news and a bunch of people that had 38,000 hotel reservations have been canceled for the World Soccer Cup.
World Soccer Cup?
Yeah, which is coming this year. Okay. World Soccer Cup. There's a sport called soccer.
Yeah.
We play it. And they have the World Soccer Cup in the United States.
They call it the soccer cup? Is it
FIFA.
Just the World Cup or something like that? Or
well, there's a lot of World Cups. You have the World Cup for hockey and you have the World Cup.
You're not going to believe this. I'm not really a sports person.
You don't say?
No.
How about the Miss Universe? You watch that?
I don't watch
Because there was some drama on the Miss Universe too.
Was there?
Yeah, everything, everywhere is drama now, man.
It's like chicks with dicks or something? Or
no, not yet. No? We haven't gotten to that point. Let's say Matt Cox decides to move to Mexico.
I love Mexico. I'm like a giant,
and
bro.
Matthew
I'm 5'6".
Cox becomes a Mexican citizen. He's a Mexican citizen. Now, you got your passport. Viva Mexico! And now the president of Mexico says, I think we have to deport all the Americans that are here. Undocumented, and we're gonna. And would you stand up as a new citizen that you are and say, "Fuck the Americans, get them out," or would you say, "Wait a second, I am an American, naturalized Mexican, but these are my people"? What would be your position on that situation? Would you be?
I'm a Mexican citizen. I went through the process. Naturalized Mexican.
But you are born American,
right?
And raised American,
right? But I'm a naturalized Mexican citizen,
correct?
And these people came in, walked across the border.
Correct. And some are illegal, undocumented. They're doing illegal things, or some are doing the right thing. It doesn't matter. We're gonna deport all of them just because they're Americans.
Okay, but they're not citizens.
So would you say, fuck it, get rid of them?
They gotta go. I'm a citizen. They're not a citizen. I did all the right things. I took the test. I did the thing. I put the paperwork. I did everything, and I got it. And
That's
you guys
exactly
fucked up.
that scenario that I just painted is what's going on right now within the Hispanic community in the United States. There's some Latinos that are going, fuck it, get rid of them.
Yeah.
And then there's some Latinos that go, wait a second, but you know, they are your people. Yeah, but I did everything right. I mean, I came in, I did my paperwork, I
Right.
filed my taxes.
You had an opportunity to do the same thing.
That's kind of like that's the current division that we're living in right now, to within our own community. You know.
So when they had the opportunity to do the same thing, they said, oh well, if it ever gets to that, I'll deal with it at that time. Well, now you're dealing with it.
Now you're dealing with it.
And that dealing with it is, you better hope a couple of ice trucks and 6 guys with ice don't show up and run in and grab you and drag you out in front of you.
Well, but I think now that's not exclusive to us. I think now they're taking white.
Well, they're taking everybody. They're taking it. They're grabbing anybody, right?
Yeah. So I just, like I said, I think people should come here understanding this is not my country. At some point, I may be asked to leave, or I may want to leave. And because same scenario that I just painted, if one day the president from Mexico goes, you know what, we don't want any more naturalized Americans. I mean, it was nice to have you, but you got to go. I mean, it was never your country. They gave you citizenship, but you're an American born. You have a place to go back to.
Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. The idea that like some of the people that are where they talk about, and I don't even know, the problem is I get the bulk of my information from TikTok. And that's a problem.
No, you think so?
You think, meh. Especially with AI. I've seen Trump say all kinds of crazy stuff.
We just saw him.
I know.
We
I
just
saw
saw him.
Vlad was just interviewing him.
Yeah.
He was, I stole that shit.
I stole that shit.
But I think what was it like? They were talking about stripping people of their citizenship.
They are stripping people of their citizenship.
No, I'm saying like you were born here, and you're a citizen, and they were talking, and I was like that's not true. Like that can't like the idea that
it could be done if your parents are not American.
It doesn't make sense. To me, I'm like, look, and I get it. Okay, well, these 2 Mexican came over the border, had a baby. The baby was born here.
He's an American.
He's an American.
Correct.
Like I understand. Listen, guess what? Guess what happened with the 2 parents if they were here illegally with their little American baby? They got to go. They could take the kid with them, or the kid can go to a family member, or the kid can go into foster care.
Which is so good. So good for a child.
I'm not saying it's good for a child. By the way, I didn't put him in that situation. His parents did. His parents are the ones that don't care about him. We'll pay for him and raise him. It'll be a fucking shit situation, but maybe he'll get adopted, maybe whatever. But they got to go. You shouldn't have come up. Like, they keep saying that these kids.
But he's still an American.
He's
That
an
child's
American.
still an American.
No, I would not take his citizenship away. I would
Okay.
allow him to go with his parents back to Mexico. But I hate it when people are like, oh, it's horrible what they're doing to the children. The United States government didn't do anything to the children. You came over illegally. You walked across the border. You got a job, and you had a kid here, and now you're in a bad position.
Me?
Well, probably an American. Listen, I'm not saying you should hire an illegal. That dude should be in trouble too. I got no problem with that guy being in trouble too. You knew these people were illegal. There's a system you can punch in their Social Security. Now, if you can prove, hey, I put in their Social Security, this is how I've been paying them. They had an ID.
It's like the drug problem. We're going to stop drugs from coming into the United States. That's fine. I mean, it's going to work. Deaths have dropped. That's fantastic. The United States is a #1 cocaine consumer in the world.
Right.
That's a problem.
No, I agree. I also think that there probably should be more legalized drugs. And I also don't think that the drugs that are here, when people get caught with them or selling them, I think the sentences are outrageous. They're outrageous. Listen, we're in a position now, you can put a bracelet on someone. You can put a watch on them, a permanent watch that can be snapped on, or I can track you anywhere now.
Yeah.
These are nonviolent. You're putting nonviolent offenders in jail for 20 and 30 years. You could just track this guy and put him on an ankle monitor and have him go to work and pay a fee so that the probation officers, if they're monitoring 30 guys, those 30 guys are paying their salary. These guys could you could eliminate that budget. They just have to stay out and work.
That's it.
You know, why is the guy got to go do 20 years? I get it. He broke the law. I understand that. Then we're going to monitor the living shit out of him. And there are some areas he can't go into. Why? Those are heavy drug areas. He got to go to work, come back, go to the grocery store. He can go work out. He can go to church. He can get a girlfriend. He can do whatever. But we're going to monitor
You cannot
him.
stay within these areas. You cannot go in, which are the areas that we're trying to clean up.
Right. So, I mean, look, all of this could be done right now. We have the technologies there to do it.
But the solution for that problem is not get rid of all the Latinos. The solution for that problem is
No, I'm talking about anybody who's selling drugs.
educate the kids. You know, it's the drug. Now, you think because they're shooting down boats and drugs are not coming through the border, they're not coming in? I don't see a bunch of addicts all strung out on the streets. They're going to come in because the problem is the consumption.
They are going to come. I understand. Listen, I also think that if you cut the prison population, which is what 80% drugs, you cut that prison population and took that money and dumped it into rehabs, then guess what?
Yeah.
Look, you're not going to get rid of it. Period.
No,
You're not going to get rid of it. Period. There's always going to be drugs. People are going to want to have drugs, but there's probably a better way. And I'm sure that there's a better way to handle the situation than locking up nonviolent drug offenders for 30 years and 20 years.
dude, we
10
saw
years.
some people that were doing some serious freaking time.
Oh yeah,
Serious freaking time.
And you have at some point went to, like I was in the medium for 3 years, and there were guys there 45 years. Life. Yeah, there was a bunch of lifers, but there was even a few lifers in the low. Not a lot, but I think there were a few.
Yeah, like 2 or 3
Yep.
that I knew of.
But in the medium, I think the average sentence in the medium was like 15 or 20 years. So some of these guys had 45 years, 50 years, in multiple life sentences. You don't even throw the life sentences in there. I remember being when I first got locked up, I was at a table and I was telling people that I was like, man, I got 26 years for a white collar crime. And there were 2 guys at the table that said they were leaving in a box. And I remember just thinking, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. They were like, yeah. I was like, I'll be 60 years old when I leave. And they were like, I'll be in a box. And I was just like, shit. That wasn't good.
Yeah.
I'm not endearing myself to these guys.
You won.
Yeah,
that
you
one.
won.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's your name again? Let me put a score here.
Here's my dessert.
Yeah.
let me give you my cake.
Here are my cookies. Yeah, you won. You won that one. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we're gonna feel the little pinch in the economy. I think it's gonna be a little rough. I think we need to clean up.
Do you think Venezuela would make a good state? What do you think would happen?
I don't think it's ever gonna make a good state. I think Venezuelans right now are too proud of who they are to because to become a state, you have to kind of give up your identity.
Okay.
Because you have to now. What are you gonna have? 2 flags, 1 flag? You know, am I gonna?
No, you have a
the
state
Pledge of
flag. We have a
Alliance?
state flag, and you have the U.S. flag.
Correct, but we have our history. We have our.
We still have the history.
So I think it will be a good territory like Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't think we'll ever be a good state. But I think
territories are drained. Typically.
I think at this point, we are welcoming whatever participation the United States has in Venezuela, whatever it is, whether it's with oil or whatever it is, we'll take it as long as they get rid of the people that are still there. We'll take it on any.
What about Alberta?
It's too fucking cold, bro.
No, you don't have to live there, bro.
Oh, just have ownership of it. I'll take.
No,
Greenland.
they're voting right now to see if they can break away from Canada. They're voting. They're lined up around the.
They're voting right now.
They're voting to see if they can separate from
Canada and become what, their own country?
Yeah, Alberta. It's a province. It's like a state. It's like a state. But the problem is that it's the state that generates the most money. Now, if that vote goes through and they actually are able to do it, will Canada allow it to happen?
Yeah, that's another thing.
It's written into their constitution, and there's an argument to be made in the courts. But I think at that point, does Trump come in and say, "Well, they voted. It's this. Let's go ahead and go in there."
Correct. Now, what do you want to do, Alberta? You want to be with us, or you know?
They definitely. That's the only thing they can do is that they would want to become a state. But same thing. The thing with Trump is that it's like the idea that Greenland, that he wants it to be a state. And listen, for about a month there, I was like, this dude's 100% serious. They're going to they're gonna go in. This is just after he went and grabbed
Venezuela.
Maduro, and you're like, I'm like, oh my God, he's really gonna do this, and people are going ballistic. The only thing I really enjoyed about that whole time is that the president of Denmark, when he first mentioned it a few years ago, when he was president,
his first term,
she laughed and mocked him. And then when he brought it up again after the Maduro thing, and was like, "Oh no, we will either purchase it, we will take it one way or the other," she got very serious. She became
not that funny.
She became very polite, very because it was like, okay, this guy's doing the insane things that he's saying. He's doing them, so they suddenly seem less insane. But it's like 1 minute I think, no, he's serious, and then the next minute I think it's a tactic, right? Like because
I think Venezuela also did something, which is it showed the world that, listen, he flexed muscle. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I decided to go in and take this guy out, and I did it, and nobody stopped me. So, you know what I'm capable. It's like when that kid goes to prison, and you are like, "Who's this kid?" And then he beats the shit out of somebody, and you are like, "You know what?
Yeah,
he wants to sit here and watch TV here.
You can take the bottom bunk.
Yeah,
you don't like the top bunk anyway.
You want my table? Yeah, you want my table? Yeah, this is now your table, right? It's like the kid already proved himself that I'm not crazy. I'm not gonna beat everybody up, but if I wanted to, I could beat you up. Yeah. I think that was the move, and it was a very, very strategic move. So that's why now Denmark is like,
let's renegotiate. Let's renegotiate. You know what? Maybe a portion.
How about this part? How about the backyard?
How about we work out? We talk.
How about I don't give you the table, but you can pull your chair here and we can share, or my commissary.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying is I'm sitting there where before I thought, oh, he's 100%, and now I'm starting to think, I think maybe it was a tactic. Like it's just a tactic.
But I tell you one thing, whether it was a tactic or not, I don't think there was a Venezuelan in the world that did not feel grateful for what happened.
Right.
I mean, it was phenomenal.
That's what killed me. All the Democrats are all the liberals are screaming and hollering how horrible what he had done, but it's like there's no Venezuelans.
And I'm a liberal, by the way, on my way of thinking, not on politics. Yeah. Dude, but even people that were not Venezuelans, they were just Latinos.
Yeah.
I mean, there were. I remember I did a live that day, and it was the first time I had 2,400 people on a live on Instagram. I mean, it was insane, off the chain, and everybody's talking about, oh my God, I'm so glad for you guys. Venezuela's gonna be free. I mean, it was just phenomenal. It was the first time we saw hope in 27 years. Mm-hmm. So, and that I think you have to be an ungrateful piece of shit, or a member of the government, Venezuelan government, not to appreciate what the United States did that day.
Yeah.
What's going to happen after that? I don't know.
Who knows?
But that day was a day that every Venezuelan will ever remember and be grateful for. Absolutely, 100%. What happens now? Who knows? Maybe 10 years from now, we'll be like, these fucking people are still here, bro. They don't want to go. They're kind of like Kobe. Yeah. You open a fucking door and the guy's still sitting back there, you know? So, but that's kind of like what's going on right now. We'll see what happens. Maduro has his hearing on March 17th. And I'm sure he's cooperating right now.
And he's where?
He's in Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center.
We got to send Sean G in. He needs to be he needs to be there.
Who's
Sean G has a podcast. It's called
Podcast with Soul.
Podcast with Soul. He should just call it Sean G. But Podcast with Soul.
With soul, like soul, like, or with soul?
Soul. No, soul, like your soul.
Okay.
He was there every single day for the Diddy trial, and then he would come out and he would tell what happened.
He needs to go see Maduro.
He needs to do the Maduro. He does.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah. That's a ton of. You could do his podcast.
I mean, Diddy's there, so he might as well kill two birds with one stone. And I think there is another high-profile criminal in there right now.
Epstein?
No, well, he's there, but it's his spirit.
They took care of that.
They took care of that. Yeah, you know too much. But El Chapo, I think he's still there. Or
Is El Chapo.
SBF, is it? Is
or
SBF there?
they moved El Chapo to ADX.
I think he's in ADX.
Okay. So I think, but I know for sure Diddy's still there. So maybe they're bunkies. And by the way, his wife is still there too. I mean, Maduro's wife is in the women's floor.
Yeah, you can interview Jess on what's it like for like the
Because
strip search.
they had some questions like she has dentures.
Mm-hmm.
What happens with the dentures? I'm like,
No, you get to keep your dentures.
you get to keep your dentures,
yeah.
but if they break, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
They're gonna be tough, Or is she having? Are they seeing each other? And I'm like, no, they cannot see. They're co-defendants, and they're not gonna be seeing each other for a while.
Even if they.
I mean, you can file motions with the BOP, and I remember some couples will have like once a month visit in the visitation room, but it's not.
Yeah, they're not super concerned about your marriage.
Family.
Yeah.
It's not about your family. So Jess should be my expert witness on women's custody.
Yeah, so strip searches too.
On strip searches.
Yeah.
But I tell you, when I did my podcast just now, I was a guest in another podcast and the video on Instagram, the part that everybody appreciated the most was the fact that I told them, like, listen, Maduro is like spreading his ass cheeks and
Bending
squatting,
over, coughing. Yeah, there's no special
coughing.
treatment.
No special treatment. And they were like, oh my God, we feel so good that that's happening. I'm like,
can you imagine?
Justice has been served.
Can you imagine? Like, okay, just in general, it's humiliating, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
But
we had no power. We were powerless.
Yeah, but to go from where he went, the height, the pinnacle of power, to bend over, spread your, lift your nuts, cough, squat.
Yeah.
Lift up your feet. Lift up your foot. Your left foot. I said your left fucking foot.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you're like,
all right. Calm
come
the
on.
fuck
Cough.
down, all right?
Cough. I want you to cough for real.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rub your fingers through your hair. I know that.
Yeah, that I didn't have to go. I skipped
but
that
I would
part.
have to rub them, and they do it again, really do. Come on, man. And you're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, there's nothing in my fucking hair. I see guys arguing with them and bitching. I'm just, I just put my feet up. I do the whole thing.
You see, when we do the cooking show, we should do a strip search here so people have like.
Oh, we should have a BOP guy come and do it. You gotta do your ears.
Your ears, and sometimes your hands to see if anything happened in your hands. And
yeah. Well, when we do another episode in 2031, 5 years from now, another 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come every 5 years. When I see the audience is slumping, I come in and I pick it up again.
You know what's funny is you'd go through that with one CO, and then you do like some are just like, all right, quick, boom, boom, okay.
Some don't want to see it.
Listen, I've actually come in where I walked in and took took the uniform off, and then they are handing you've got so you're taking your greens off. No, wait.
No, you're taking your khakis off to get your greens on.
Well, you get to wear your greens in.
Well, he's in orange, remember?
Oh, right.
So he's got to change from...
No, I'm just thinking in Coleman, I'm thinking you would take your clothes off, you put them here, and then you're naked, right?
Yeah.
So I remember...
just at the end, they did the bananas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was going to say, so when you come back, I remember coming back in from visit, because that's really the one, when you come back from visit, that's when they think you've got something.
Correct.
I remember one time I came back from visit and I started taking my shirt. His, you know what? Don't even worry, just go. And I was like, what? I was so in shock. I go, just leave. He's like, bro, I don't want to see you naked. Just go.
There's some guards that were like, I don't know.
Okay. I had that happen like one time.
Because there's no cameras there.
Yeah, it's just them.
It's just them.
Then they had that chair that never worked.
The electric chair.
Yeah, you're supposed to sit in this chair, and it's supposed to tell if you have anything metal in you. It never fucking worked. They paid probably $20,000 for this chair, and the fucking thing just never worked. It sat in the corner.
Never lit up, and people would plug it in, and then fuck it, don't worry about it, just skip it.
But yeah, it's
so he's going through all that, and that's
humiliating.
And because there's no privileges.
No,
I mean there's some that you can buy, but the system is a system for everybody.
Yeah, I wonder if he can buy anything at this. But
he's in the shoe,
and he's under such strict. Everybody's probably, doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Me, yeah,
yeah. And I was telling people that he's not there in the unit by himself. He's there with a bunch of people that are in their cells. And the SHU has a bunch of different cells.
Yeah, but I understand. But he could be by himself in the cell.
Absolutely, he's by himself. But the other inmates that are in other cells know that he's there.
Oh, of course.
Because they've seen him come in and out.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're banging the doors and saying all kinds of shit.
Could you imagine
all night?
if there are Venezuelans there?
Of course. They gotta be kicking that door and going, yeah, you murder piece of shit, all day long.
And it's typically loud anyway.
Yeah,
But
24/7.
You got the door, right? I mean, you got the window. You got the. I would do this, but I'm
Yeah,
like,
and Matt is like you could see his forehead, but most people will be able to see through the window.
People, and then the fishing with the line. They'll shoot. They'll take something hard or whatever, like some wrapped up in whatever something like a domino or something, tied up with a string that they've pulled out of their uniform, and then they could do this. These guys are amazing. And it'll hit the wall and then shoot into the cell next to yours, and then he does it. And you're trying to get it to room number 5.
Man,
number
send
5.
me some coffee. Send me some coffee, and then you.
Eventually, they get it to 5, and then they give me some coffee. They tie some coffee onto it, whatever, in an envelope. They'll put a couple scoops of coffee and they'll seal it up, and then they fish it back.
They fish it back. You know what we should do?
That's what
Because
he's probably
I did my
doing right now.
research.
Could you imagine
Colby,
he's doing that right now?
Bro, I want to do, because when this thing happened, I'm like, I have to show people how it is to be inside of a cell. Nobody knows how that is, because that fucking metal mirror. You're so self-centered, and I say this as a compliment.
Oh, you mean for me to be without a mirror? It's hard, bro. You don't know what I'm going through.
Well, I mean, you had that metal mirror.
Oh,
that,
it's horrible.
And it was all scratched up, and you couldn't see yourself.
Even if it was super, super shiny,
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work. It's still got a slight, it's like
You could see yourself
yeah.
So I contacted a manufacturer of prison furniture, and they gave me a budget for like a bunk bed, a toilet with a sink, the mirror, the locker, everything. So I wanted to create a set where I could like tell people, listen, this is what he's going through, and this is the bed, and this is the toilet, and this is kind of like how it goes. Dude, we should have an episode on something like that where we can.
You know what's so funny? That's the kind of thing you could rent out.
Absolutely.
Where people could make TikTok. Because, there's somebody who has a private, they built
plane.
the interior of a private plane of like a G6 or G, whatever those are. And then you can rent it out and take photos.
It's
and do
ridiculous.
Right. So if you could do a cell like that, so these guys could do the fights and the pulling out a knife, and people I mean,
you do like the little chow with a couple of tables there. I mean, you do the whole setup, because people don't understand what it is like to be there, and they don't understand the loud and the madness and the 24/7. It's just
listen. It took me about 2 weeks before I stopped waking up in the morning and immediately reaching for my cell phone. The first few days, I was immediately going like, what? And I was like, you don't have your cell phone, dickhead. You're in fucking prison.
Yeah.
You're in a jail cell right now. And I was like, and I'd wake up and roll over, and then when you wake up in the morning, I'd wake up and think, where's my cell? Oh my God!
You have the phantom ring. You feel like the vibration on your leg, and I'm. Oh no, I don't have.
It's just the guy.
It's just my bunkie humping me, dry humping me.
I love that. I love that. There's nothing more. There's nothing sweeter than, or nothing more romantic than kissing asleep,
waking up with a kiss,
with a kiss on their forehead, unless you're in prison.
Unless you're in prison. Yeah. So it's March 17th is going to be an interesting day. He's going to go back to court. He's going to be chained, and I'm sure if I can fly out and be there, I would love to be there.
Could you imagine how many?
They camped. Listen, they were camping the night before.
Yeah.
To be able to go to the January 5th hearing.
So you can either go into the main one, or they have a like an overflow room. I forget what they call it, but they have another room
where you see the video.
So Sean was like, "You're either." He was either it. Sometimes he'd get in, and sometimes he'd get in the overflow. So he was like, but he was there every single day.
Yeah, because you can record. It's a federal court hearing, but you can take notes and kind of see what's going on and walk out and describe what's going on. And Yeah, it's trending topic right now in the Latino community. I think trending topic in the American community.
Yeah.
Not as much, but yeah. I mean, I think Diddy was
Well,
more trending.
I think what the capture was just everybody was just like, wow. Like, I mean, what a flawless.
That's what I mean. I mean, for the Venezuelans, we didn't admire how it was done because we were so excited about what happened that we didn't sit down and think about it. But for the Americans, it was like, we don't give a shit that they got Maduro. Holy fuck. We have the strongest armed forces in the world. I mean, these guys went in and out and nobody knew.
No.
I mean,
Just plucked them. Yeah,
in and out.
He's 40. Was it 40 Cubans? I forget how many the security forces were that got killed.
And they were killed. And so one of the guys did an interview, and they were like, they threw some kind of grenade, and we all started bleeding out of the nose. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's what they do. A Venezuelan comedian was saying, like, dude, their uniforms are worth like what we pay for a 4Runner here in Venezuela, like a Toyota 4Runner truck. I mean, it was flawless. It was phenomenal. So we'll see what happens. Maybe, I don't know if I can make it to the next podcast in 2031. I may be in the next ship out of here.
We do it remote.
But
how's the Wi-Fi? How's the Wi-Fi?
Oh, I'm doing the Starlink. I'm doing Elon Musk.
You know what's funny is that I think in a couple of days from now, they're about to go. What I want to say, I want to say arduous, but it's Artemis. Is it Artemis that they're about to? They're about to take off and go around the moon or go to the moon and back.
With these guys, SpaceX.
Yeah,
Is
it? I think it's Artemis, and I think they're taking off in a couple of days, in a few days. Right?
Are they deporting some people there?
No, they're bringing them back. They're not leaving anyway. They're not leaving.
They're like, listen, we're gonna take all this group of undocumented people and we're gonna put them on Artemis, and we'll see where it goes.
Artemis, right?
Artemis 2.
Artemis 2.
Early 2026.
Early
it's happening anytime now.
Yeah, no, I thought it was happening in a few days.
It's early 2026.
Early 2026. Yeah.
Well, I know, but I mean, I thought they had a date. What's the date?
This is the AI overview. The date is targeting no earlier than February 6th.
No earlier. Okay.
It's targeting no earlier for
Super Bowl.
February 6th.
Super Bowl weekend.
And I believe it's like 5 people that they're. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. They're just going to go up there, go around the moon a few times, come back.
There's no doubt in my mind that
this isn't. Yeah. This dude's catching. He's
they may
landing
not
rockets.
colonize another country, but they're definitely colonizing another planet.
Yeah, at some point.
I mean,
Well, they say the first. What is the first? Is it trillionaire? The world's first trillionaire. They said will be the person that can go out, grab an asteroid, one of these asteroids, and bring it back. Because they can. Because just almost any of those asteroids will have like
all
more
kinds of minerals and shit.
Minerals, metals, more than that have ever been collected on the planet. Like to bring it back, and it doesn't take much to nudge it. If you nudge it in the right direction, like you don't have to do much
tap.
and it'll that's like if you give it something to push, it starts going. So that they can bring it by.
What do you think about Elon Musk?
I love Elon Musk.
Do you like him?
Yeah.
Even the way he talks and his point of view and his rhetoric
I think I'm not sure what the rhetoric. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I think I'm just overly impressed by the things that he's done. That I'm just really, really impressed by it. I'm not sure what the rhetoric is. I mean, there's a lot of things that he does like that. I'm like, I don't know. Listen, the problem is here's what I hate about people, is that you can sit here and say, hey, this person, he believes this, and I hate everything about him because of this. It's like, wait. If you list out all the things, all of his belief system, you can say, okay, well, I'm actually agree with 91% of everything.
Correct. I just don't like this that he said at this specific time.
But most people will be like, oh, I hate his guts. He's a horrible. Well, wait a minute. You're okay with all of this. It's this one little thing. So I don't really know what that is. I don't really understand why people.
I mean, I think the guy is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I don't understand why some people just despise him. I don't get it.
And they drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the fact that he's got like all these kids from all these different women, that seems odd to me. But then he's also, a billionaire. So you're like, he can do what he wants. If he wants to do it and the women are okay with it, have as many kids as you want. Like, whatever.
He's paying child support.
Yeah. It's not like anybody's hurting.
I mean, I wish my dad was Elon Musk.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just super impressed by all of the different companies that he's started, the things that he's doing. And let's face it, if I gave you $10 billion, and I don't know what he's worth. I think he's a billionaire, right? So,
Yeah.
So if I gave you $10 billion, you would buy 5 houses around the world. You'd have probably a couple planes. You'd have like some super yacht. You'd be skiing. I'm assuming you'd learn to ski if you don't ski. You'd ski, you'd surf, you'd probably just do insane, crazy shit for the rest of your life. That's what it would be. And Elon Musk said, no, we should colonize another planet. And to me, that's like, what? Like,
Yeah, the guy's committed.
You can sell everything you have and live the rest of your life like a fucking rock star. Every single day, you can have an event planned. You can travel for the rest of your life. You cannot exhaust the amount of money that you have just on vacations. And you decide, hey, I think for humanity, I think that we should at least be on another planet just in case. Maybe we can terraform it. Maybe we can build it and live underneath the ground. I don't know exactly, but I'll figure that out. I think we should be able to leave this planet just in case there's just in case something happens. Because let's face it, it's not like it hasn't happened before. It's not really like, to be honest with you, we're kind of overdue for a harsh strike. And I forget I watched some YouTube video that said, look, every so many million years, the Earth is struck by something that's basically ends life. So it's like, okay, well, and they were basically saying that we were kind of overdue for it. I don't know who does that calculation, but I'm assuming it's someone smarter than me. So so that's what you chose. And this is also a guy that works. So it's not like, hey, this is something I think I'll do and put some guys on. He's working 80 hours a week. He's hands-on. And anybody that works around him or sees him, they're like, this dude's fucking sleeping in his office. Like, if you sleep hot at night, you know how disruptive that can be. When you're not resting well, everything else feels harder. Your focus, your mood, even your recovery. GhostBed is here to help you fix that. They've spent decades perfecting how to build a bed that's comfortable, durable, and designed to actually help you rest. Every GhostBed mattress features premier materials, proven cooling technology, and their exclusive ProCore layer, a targeted support system that reinforces the center of the mattress, where the body is heaviest. It helps keep your spine aligned and your back supported, so you can wake up ready for anything 2026 throws at you. Each mattress comes with a 101 night sleep trial and a 20 to 25 year warranty, so you can try it risk-free, knowing it's built to last. Shipping is fast and free. Most orders arrive in 2 to 5 days. GhostBed has great prices to begin with, up to 50% off comparable brands. And Inside True Crime listeners can get an extra 10% off site-wide for a limited time. Just go to ghostbed.com/Cox and use promo code Cox at checkout. That's ghostbed.com/Cox, promo code Cox. Upgrade your sleep with GhostBed, the makers of the coolest bed in the world. Some exclusions apply. See site for details. He's killing himself to make this, and he's constantly risking his fortune to make it happen.
And guess what? And I'm going to leave you with this. He's an immigrant.
He is an immigrant. He's from South Africa. What do they call Africana?
Yeah.
And they call him Afrikaners. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that's a derogatory term or not. But yeah, he's from South Africa.
He's from South Africa. Yeah. So that's the power of immigration. Well-channeled immigration. Jeff Bezos is an immigrant.
I don't know about Jeff Bezos.
Absolutely. His father is Cuban.
I believe you. Was he born here? Or he came over?
Well, he's adopted, actually, by a Cuban family.
Yeah, his father, Mike Bezos, is a Cuban immigrant.
Mm-hmm. But so that doesn't make Jeff Bezos. He was probably born here.
You're not where you're born. I was born in Spain. That doesn't make me Spanish. It's how you're raised. It's your culture. Your belief system. Yeah, but where was Jeff Bezos born? I know Miguel is Latino.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, New Mexico. That's
He's American.
That's Latino.
So and Elon Musk is basically so Elon Musk came over illegally. No.
Undocumented, Matt. I'm gonna.
No, actually, I think in his case, I think it was documented. I think he
I
came
know.
over
I know he
legally.
lapsed. He lapsed. He lapsed. I think it was like his student visa or something like that had a lapse. On.
Pretty sure he's a citizen.
No, he's now. Of course, he's a citizen. But back on those days, the rules.
Well, let's face it. If they deport him, he could be deported to Mars.
I think that's what he's plan. I think
We're
that's why he's
making-
like, I'm gonna build my house up in there, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know. Then I'll bring my 27 kids, which I have numbered, so I don't have to learn their names, which is kind of insane.
Well, yeah.
You know, eventually we'll get there.
Are we good?
We're
Yeah.
good, Kobe?
Yep. Next episode, we're gonna make a run to Walmart, Publix, pick up some
I'll bring the stuff.
honey. What is it? Honey buns, crackers.
Oh no, honey buns. No, we gotta eat something healthy. Damn, honey buns.
Healthy. Listen, everything that came out of the commissary had so much sodium.
Yeah, well, but
There was nothing.
we'll make the burritos, like the big burritos.
Okay.
We'll make the big burritos. We'll make an apple pie, and we'll make a mofongo.
A mofongo. I've listened. What a ridiculous. Okay, and these guys.
What I mean, what are ridiculous?
I mean, I've never heard that anywhere other than prison.
it's a
Mofongo.
Puerto Rican dish.
Is it?
Yeah, you were married to a Puerto Rican, bro.
I know. Oh, listen, they ate all kinds of horrible.
Yeah,
they ate
mofongo.
cow tongue
well,
and
we can-
And you
oxtail
are
and-
going to eat
I'm gonna eat
that
it and
food.
taste it. Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
What about cheesecake?
And we can make a cheesecake too.
You know,
But we'll need a bucket of ice.
You have a creamer. Well, what's the creamer that they use? Come on, I have it right now. I have
Yeah,
a big.
is that?
And
Yeah.
these things will be prepared and ready during the podcast.
Oh,
like you make them,
absolutely.
then they'll be like ready to eat by the time we end.
100%.
You know how sick I would get at, and I've eaten some cheesecake. I mean, the whole cheese. Like I ate the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dude, they're
And you would
delicious.
just feel
but
like
then,
a rock is
yeah.
in your stomach.
Yeah, I mean the amount of saturated fat that that is on that creamer is enough to kill an elephant.
But it does taste like an amazing cheesecake. It does.
And the guy that makes it sells it for like $10.
I used to have this guy named we called him Motion. His name was Doyle, Christopher Doyle. He used to make
White dude.
yeah.
He was on our
Bald-
dock for a
bald head.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to make iced coffee. I mean, he had a whole thing, and you get it, and it was like, this is like an iced coffee from
This is
Starbucks.
Starbucks shit.
And it would have like foam on it, and he'd whip it up, and it's like, this is
These guys were
pretty amazing.
brilliant. So we'll have, you guys have a microwave here? No. We'll bring a microwave.
Get one.
Yeah, we'll bring one. And we'll be cooking here. But we'll cover the table.
We'll bring some plastic.
Will be some garbage bags.
We'll bring some. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll set up the camera so we can see you prepare it. You guys can tell some stories about it. I think that'll be pretty funny.
But you have to understand, we're doing this full blown prison style. Like, we're gonna make our own cutting utensils because you don't have knives in
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would get the lid of a. You'd get the lid, and they'd roll it like the lid of a fucking whatever a can of tuna, and then they bend it over, loop it to halfway, so it's half the can, and so you could grip it, and you could do this. You could,
or like the
these guys
plastic
would
mirrors, you
cut
would break the
for
mirror.
cutting.
Anything plastic you could break and
Sharpen.
like sharpen it, and that was your
Nice.
and we'll bring a spork so you can eat it with a spork.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, you'll have the full blown experience, and then after that we'll you. You'll have the whole prison experience. You'll have the whole prison experience, Colby. You'll be able. You said your wife is a therapist. She'll have her work cut out.
Good times. Good times. I remember
Honey, what
first.
happened to you?
I remember my first.
I don't want to talk about it.
Could you imagine?
But you came from work. I don't want to talk about it.
What is it? Did you?
The crime game.
Did you ever see? Wait, did you ever see Training Day?
Training day. Yeah.
When the guys are talking about getting your shit pushed in? Yeah, I remember the first time I got my shit pushed in. Listen, he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Was it during? Was it Training
when
Day?
they throw him
Have you ever
on the
I've
tub.
seen it, but I don't really remember.
They throw him on the tub. Yeah, well, you'll have that experience, Colby. You'll have the full blown experience. You'll get the package. You get the full package.
Hey, you guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of videos just like this. If you want to get in contact with Juan, we're going to leave all of his social media links in the description. You can click on them, go there, follow his stuff, leave him a message. Once again, I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. See ya.